Hello, everyone. How are you doing this afternoon? I hope you're all doing very, very well. It's trying to think. There are so many things to talk about in this one. I don't even know where to begin, but we will start with the hellos. Let's see. Hello, Jessica. Hello. And I think I saw somebody. Oh, Livid. Hello from Texas. Hi. Haley is in Kentucky. Hi, Haley. Hello from Hesperia. I know Hesperia. Hi, Jennifer. And let's see, Clifton Springs, New York. So beautiful. Hi, Lydia. Houston, Texas. Carissa. Oh, Carissa. I love you. Hi. Jordan is in France. Hello. My friend she went to, I think, Paris for her birthday. And she was sending me all these pictures from France. And I've never been. It's so beautiful. Let's see. Hello from La Pine. Is that Oregon? Hello. Oh my gosh. Hello from Argentina. Hello. It is the most exciting to me when I see people from all over different countries, and especially places I've never been to. Ooh, Matthew is in New Hampshire. I love New Hampshire. I've said this before. The best bed and breakfast I've ever stayed at in my life was in New Hampshire. Let's see. Hello from Cincinnati. Hello, Evan. And hello. Okay. So where do I begin? Let's see. So the room is done. I can't even believe it. And even though it's done, there has been so many things to sort of orchestrate and pull together in order for this whole thing to sort of roll out at once, because obviously we're going to be putting like a site up for like pre-orders on this paper. And the room is kind of like the big reveal where you're just like, well, if you're interested in this, here is the link to that. So trying to sync up two different things like that are both kind of a big deal. And then I'm going to tell you something that I shouldn't tell you, because you should never say something like this. But from my vantage point, this episode that's about to come out is the best thing I've ever done, like ever. So, and that's my personal opinion based off of everything. I've never put so much work into something like this. Um, and so while I'm doing this editing, because it's so good, then it drives me to get ultra persnickety about all of the other little elements that are happening. So, um, like I do like a voiceover whenever the episodes come out, like I'm doing voiceovers throughout them. And what, I've never done this before, but yesterday I did all the voiceover work for it. And because I'm being so persnickety, I do a take and then it's like, oh, I don't like what my voice did there. I don't like what I said there. And I was doing it from 8 o'clock in the morning until I don't even remember. It was the whole day, so much so to the point that my voice wasn't cooperating anymore, because I don't think you're supposed to talk that much. Um, and so I drink like cream tea, like honey with like an almond milk that's been frothed in it with like honey and tea. And that eventually wasn't cutting it anymore. And then I just started like dipping like a spoon in like peanut butter and a little bit of honey and trying to do that. And it was working, but it was such a strain to pull off. How do you have any voice, Lynetta? I don't even know. I can hear it. I tried doing a little bit more voiceover just this morning because I was like, oh, I don't like how that sounded. Um, and my voice wasn't sounding good at all. What brooch are you wearing? I'm wearing my mother's brooch. I can't remember if I stole this or she gave it to me, but by steal, I mean like sometimes she's lent me things and I've not given them back. So she's watching this. So she'll probably know, oh yeah, I gave that to you, or no, you borrowed that for Halloween one year and never gave it back. This is my first live stream. Hello, Kelly. I'm so glad you're here. I love the peach blouse. Thank you so much, Kate. It's actual full dress. I think it's from the 40s. And it's got like a peplum kind of a thing going on. It's very cute and different from things that I typically wear. Borrowing is what family is for. I completely agree. I don't think I'd have a career if I didn't borrow so many things as I did, like from my parents' house. What was the name of the bed and breakfast in New Hampshire? That's a really good question. I'm not sure it's still open. Oh, let me think. Sometimes Serenity. It was called Serena Tea, like the drink. And it was in New Hampshire. And it seemed like she was about to sell the house when we went. So I don't know if she's still running it, but it was Serenity Bed and Breakfast. I can't believe I was able to pull that out of the file box. My bunny rabbit Sweep, he is watching with me. Terry, by the way, hi Terry. And a bunny rabbit. I love bunnies. I've said this before. I did a photo shoot with a bunny like several years ago. And that was when I discovered I'm horrifically allergic to them. And it doesn't stop me from loving them. And if somebody was like, hi, I have a bunny, I would happily hold the bunny and pet the bunny, regardless of what it did to me. But it is sort of, I could never have a pet one because it would kill me. Let's see, we just had an earthquake here in LA. Emily, is California falling into the ocean? What's happening over there? I know you guys are having a hurricane that's just about to, it's like encroaching on you. My mom and I have obviously been talking. And my mom was like, I told her, I was like, are you batting down the hatches or whatever it is that people do? And she's been like tying up all of her plants that she's worked so hard to grow. And so it's a pretty wild time in California, I think. I don't know if it's hit there yet, but I know it's just on the brink. Okay, I need to get something to drink. So I have tea, or I have a cup. This is my tea, and it's very hot. Ooh, very hot. And a little bit of cream. How are all of you guys doing? How's your month been? If you respond, I'll look in the comments. Usually after the live streams, I'll go in and look at the comments again. And sometimes you'll see something where you're like, oh, I wish I had responded to that. Okay. Ooh, I am painting fake pumpkins. That sounds ridiculously fun. I just made a lampshade. Famke am I pronouncing that right? I love that name, and I never know if I'm saying it correctly. Spring is almost here in Australia. That seems so strange to me. I want to go to Australia when it's the dead of winter here, and it's terrible, and I think it's supposed to be like really nice there. Ooh, Dave is making 9 fake stone pillars for Halloween, like tombstones, because that sounds really neat. And what are you making them out of? Famke said, almost, it's almost right, which means it's not right, which means I've been saying it wrong. Okay, well, ooh, let's see. Catherine said, hello, I just bought a very old 1941 house with brick and a slate roof. Let's talk about the slate roof. It's not happening this year now. we we got too close to like the deadline, and like I was still working on all of this other stuff, and there was too many other things that I'm going to have to be involved with on that. So we are going to do it, I think like early spring is what the goal is now. And so I swear to gosh, I thought I was going to be done with this guest room in March or something. Actually, technically, I might have mentioned this in the last live stream, but when I started the room, I thought I was going to be done with it in 2 weeks. I don't know why. Of every skill I have ever worked on and gotten like kind of good at, time, like understanding time prediction is the word. I don't think I'll ever be good at it. All I know is I'm always wrong when I say it's going to be whatever it's going to be. So I thought it was going to be 2 weeks. Then it turned into, well, okay, I'll take a break and we'll do like Halloween and Christmas, and then I'll come back to it at the beginning of the year, and then I can wrap that up. And then And then that turned into, just like I said, I'm just finishing it. It just got done. And it's so beautiful. It's weird. It's actually like strange looking in comparison to the rest of the house because it's so sort of, I would say, from my obvious biased vantage point, I would say it's like perfect looking. Everything is just how I like it. Um, let's see. Ooh, I'm working on some Christmas. James. Okay. James is working on some spooky Christmas designs. Please, I want to see. James does the the Christmas wrap. He did some for Target. I think it was last year or the year before. And it was so great. I want to get more of it. Okay, excited to see if you were doing something to the exterior now. I'm not. And it's because this room took up so much extra time that to do what I want to do to the exterior, I need to kind of start in July. And so I'm hoping next year it should work out. So, oh, how are the felines? They are wonderful. They're very, Archimedes is just kind of, I don't know what's going on with him, but he's gotten very beefy, even though nothing has changed. Sometimes he's, oh, that got kind of exciting. Um, Yesterday he was laying by the water and just like his legs were sprawled out, and I brought him like his little snack and I placed it next to him, and he couldn't be bothered to actually get up. So he just laid there with his legs sprawled out and just worked his like top half over and just started eating. Which I don't know. I know it's not good for them to be heavy, but I have like a disorder that makes me absolutely love beefy little critters. Anything. Like I want to squish them and play with them. So I know it's not good. I look at like Instagram videos, and like people will be saying it's like animal abuse, and it totally is to let your animal like get like terrible. But I can't help it that my natural inclination when I see it is to be like, I just want to like poke its little belly. Choncophilia. Natasha, I think that's got to be exactly what it's called. Round animals are the cutest. I completely agree. And I like heavy kids. I don't know. I just like of kids that I think are adorable. I just do. I don't know. Babies, all of like, I'm not really like a kid baby person, but if I do see, I don't know. The heart wants what it wants. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. I bet ooh, a chunky bat would be wonderful. I have greyhounds. My gosh. Okay. Well, those are like this is the most slender dog I can think of, other than like a whippet or something like that. Ooh, okay. So my voice is more shot than I realized now that I'm now that I'm having like a full like volume conversation. I can like feel it back here. Um, Feed the captive. I do. He is so funny. He will not, he, for one, he eats his food like, I don't know, like he survived being starved at some point. He eats his food like that. And once he's done eating, he's done eating. And he's just fine. Me, on the other hand, I eat like a snail, and I have to keep an eye on like when I stop. I'm like, okay, now I need to cut myself off. Not him. He eats whatever he wants. We need to switch somehow. You should have lemon in your tea. That's a really good idea. Okay, let's see. Oh, I have a flame point Siamese with diabetes too. What the heck? And it's really hard to keep them thin. Mine is 18 pounds. You know, is it Kara? That's a really beautiful spelling. Kara? I'm mispronouncing your name, I am sure. Oh, I know you're plant-based. What is your go-to meals and recipes? Well, for one, I'm sure I've talked about this. The captive makes all the dinners. I'm up working on stuff and doing things, and I want to say the only time I ever make dinner is when he's left to go like visit family or do something. Um, And so, oh my gosh, they started making this like Beyond Steak, I think it's called. It's these little tidbits. I don't know what they've done, if they've sold their soul or something, but it's so delicious. And so I like tacos, like soft tacos or taco bowl things. I grew up in Southern California, so like Mexican food in general is pretty much just like my comfort food. So anything taco-ish, I'm a big fan of. Ooh, you went fully vegan last week. It takes a while. I mean, I'm still, like I said, I'm hesitant to call myself vegan because when I go out on like a trip or something like that and I'm at a fancy place, I will have like a dessert. Um, but I don't eat meat and I like it. So, oh, P.S. Flame points are prone to be couch potatoes and have diabetes. I did not know that. Interesting. Dave asked Halloween plans. Okay, let's talk about that. So I'm going to preface this with is it a caveat? I'm not sure. Anything that comes out of my mouth, don't believe me. I never know what I'm going to end up doing. All I can tell you is what I'm hoping to do. So I'll tell you what I'm hoping to do. I would like to go to Salem for Halloween this year. You never know if the weather's going to be bad. If the weather's going to be terrible, then I'm just not going to go. But oh, let's see. Kate asked about a contest. Yes, let me come to, if you don't hear me talk about a contest, circle back and like pester me a little and I'll talk about it. So anyway, because I want to go to Salem, I want to make another witch's broom and see if I can't make it a little different and a little better. I made one when we very, very first started this and we gave it away. One of the patrons, Fraser Poorman, received the broom, but it was the best witch's broom ever. And now I don't have one. So I was like, I need to make one for myself. So I'm hoping to do 2 episodes in the month of October. One being making a witch's broom, which I think would be like a public episode, and then a private episode for you guys of making my costume, basically, of what I'm going to wear to Salem on Halloween night. And it's not, it's not a gown I'm going to wear to the White House, so don't expect it to be very perfectly done. It's just a what do you do if you need a Halloween costume kind of fast and nobody's going to be like looking under your skirts. So, but I can make something really fast, I think, so long as I'm not super being persnickety about like, are all of the hems inside perfect? So obviously I'm going to be a witch. I am a witch every day, but I really like putting on like the costume on Halloween night. What is your mom? Okay. When is your mom coming to see the new room? I can tell you. She will be here in 15 days. She is coming with her 2 childhood best friends, and all 3 of them are going to come. 2 of them are going to stay in the new guest room, and then we have another guest room that I think my mom's going to stay in. She's being nice, and she's letting her friends stay in the brand new room. And we're going to drive around. We're going to go to Beardsley Castle and have dinner. It's just going to be very, very fun. So 15 days, that's how fun, or that's how soon. I couldn't wait. I was like, you have to be the first person to come here and stay in this room. I'm very excited to see her. Okay. Any antiquing? Because I've been working on this room, I've been running to antique stores constantly because I would get something, put it in its place where I thought it was going to go, and I would realize, no, that looks too busy, or oh, that's too big, or oh, that's just not right. And then I'd have to like shuffle it up to the attic, which by the way, I've probably talked about this. The attic is a full-blown antique store now because all of the things that I couldn't find a place for end up there. And right now it just looks like an attic from like the Never-Ending Story or something, like dusty old books and weird old things and bats flying around and mannequins with 1800s like wedding dresses on them. It's really cool looking up there, I think. Are the bats behaving themselves? Yes, but we have bigger problems than the bats right now, and that is mice. Let's talk about mice. I love mice. I don't know how, whatever that thing is where women are supposed to like jump up on a chair and be afraid of rodents. I don't know if that's real, if that or if that's something like we've been made to think we're supposed to do or something. I see a mouse or a rat and I want to pet it. Like I just think they're cute. And so anyway, somehow mice started showing up and like get the cats are very dumb. They don't really know what to do with a mouse other than like bat at it and like terrify it. So we've started setting up these like humane traps that like you lure them in with a little bit of peanut butter and you catch them. And we were taking them out to the carriage house. And then it was like, you know what? We probably need to be taking them further away. So we've been trying to find like a good, I think he found like a nature place where you can do this. And we've just been we've trapped them and we take them and we release them. And it seems to be working. That or they have figured out that peanut butter is like a portal to a different dimension and they've like the word has spread and they're not buying it anymore. So, but we seem to be managing that problem. Let's see, my cat caught a mouse inside once and then dropped it because she thought it was a toy and completely confounded when it ran off. That's what these do. They circle it like they don't know what to do next because they're not normally, the battery operated ones don't behave like this. Plug where they are coming into. This house is Swiss cheese and you'd never find where they're coming in. There are places in this house. I've lived here almost 3 years now. I've never seen and I've never accessed. So who knows? Do you drive to Salem? How long is the drive? We totally drive because it's only like I think like 4 hours, something like that. It's not bad at all. Ooh, a Clue live stream soon. Yes. So in the month of October, we're going to do some fun stuff, but we're going to be doing a contest. You're going to hear about this in the episode that's going to be coming out, but I'll tell you right now. I want as many, like I've mentioned, the wallpaper, the technique that I ended up choosing ended up being so expensive. It is what it is. I'm not super thrilled about it, but I was definitely I'm still just going to sell it and like whoever wants it can have it. But because I do want as many people to have it as possible, we're going to do a contest next month and 5 people are going to win. And all 5 of those people are going to receive an entire like room's worth of the paper. So like the frieze, the sidewall stuff. 5, yes, because it's a lot. It's going to cost a lot, but it's just going to be so cool. I want to see this in people's houses. So we're going to do that contest. And it's going to be fun. I can't wait to see this in somebody else's house. It's a really, really great foundation for, personally, I just think wallpaper, like walls that are painted just look so much more interesting. They're a great backdrop. And then if you have a really, really great pattern on the walls, you can kind of decorate with almost anything and it kind of sells all of those things. As opposed to in this particular room, the walls are white. And so I'm like working overtime with like antiques everywhere to try to like give it that feel. Whereas if you have your walls covered, you don't have to work so hard with all of the antiques because it does a lot of the heavy lifting. Let's see. I would put it in my music room where I have a piano, a harp, and a cello. Christine, I'm jealous. I can't play any of those things. What base color did you paint the guest room? It doesn't have a name because I just made it up with like mixing paints, but it's a caramelish kind of color. It's really beautiful. And the bed, I can't wait for you guys to see the bed. So what I'm going to do, I'm trying to think. There are so many projects that have gone into this. So the reason, I don't know if it seemed like I've been quiet, but this is all I've been doing. Like I haven't left the house. I don't even remember the last time I left the house just because I've been working so endlessly on this. And so we were able to pull off like some months we did like 3 episodes pretty much because different things need to be covered completely. And so right now, for the very first time since we've started doing this, I have like an arsenal of like maybe like 5 episodes up my sleeve, maybe more, because there were so many different things that needed to happen that I could never cover all in one episode and also like do it in a way that you'd be able to see. So over the next year, I'm going to be basically having a little more time to work on kind of, I want to say like neater things. So, and then I'll pepper in these guest room episodes because you won't get sick of them. They're like way cool, interesting things to do. But the draperies on the bed, you're not going to see, I don't think you'll be seeing that stuff until um, you'll see it obviously, but you won't see the full length episode where I give out patterns and explain everything probably until early next year. But they are awesome. They're so neat. Let's see. If I did one room, let's see, I'm losing it with the wallpaper, I'd have to do the entire house. I need to design something for the entranceway of this house. And I'm really kind of nervous about it because it's such a big space. I don't want to create something that in any way like I find obnoxious on that scale. So you guys will see whenever it comes about, it'll come about. It should be really fun. Let's see. Does anyone have any questions? Would you ever release t-shirts? I would buy so many. I do think I would like to do some like just fun t-shirts so you can wear while you're crafting or working or something like that. Would you guys like that? If you like it, then I can design some art and get it on some t-shirts, and because I like wearing them. I wear like Trixie Mattel shirts and all sorts of fun stuff. Golden Girl shirts. Oh, I see. Yes. Would you guys like to see spooky stuff? I would want it to be spooky looking. That would be okay. Well, then maybe I need to do that. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of yeses. That's a lot of yeses. Okay. Well, yay. I want to do my own stationery. I've been talking about that. I don't know when I'm doing it, but I'm so excited to have my own stationery. And I'm gonna make a feather quill using like making one of those Professor Poof feathers with the hair that I collect from him. And that's just gonna be an awesome episode. I don't know when that's coming, but it's happening at some point. No, just kidding. Crafting with cats. Oh, I love that. Ooh, yes to stationery. Stationery is so fun, and I rarely have the time to do it, but I do really love like writing things out. It just looks prettier. Did you see Barbie? I loved Barbie. I I knew it was going to be good, and it was even better than I had expected. So, has everyone seen Barbie? I'm guessing that yes. Who would not have seen it? Did we talk about it? I feel like we must have talked about it. Maybe we didn't. I'm not sure. No, we didn't. Okay. It was amazing. I don't have enough nice things to say about it. And when I had heard something about Ryan Gosling was going to have a song in it, and I was like, I'm not really a musical person. I know it's just like not liking things is never something to brag about because it's just you're denying yourself something that can be enjoyed. But I generally am just not a musical person. And so when I heard he was going to have a song, I was like, ah. And then it happened and it's so good. I bought the soundtrack. I like loved it. So I don't have enough nice things to say. It was just a wonderful, wonderful movie. And then, ooh, what else? There's a movie called No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence. You can get it on demand. We just watched it this last week. I loved it. I thought it was so fun and cute and wonderful. So that's a really, really cute movie if you just want to like turn your brain off and enjoy something fun. How was my birthday? I had a wonderful birthday. I have figured out the secret to having a wonderful birthday because it requires 2 things. One, a captive who kind of knows you pretty well and will do some nice things for you. and also having no expectations. Like, I don't really ever, I'm kind of a homebody. So, like, what we did is we packed up the car with lunch, like food, and we drove to the drive-in movie and we saw Barbie. And it was just an awesomely fun. And he got me a mug with a little picture of Biggles on it. I loved it. So it was a wonderful, wonderful birthday. Let's see. My throat, I can actually, let me try to have a little bit more tea. Mm. What are some of your favorite pet safe indoor plants? Claudia, I strongly recommend plastic. I think plastic is a wonderful pet safe plant. You don't have to water it. You should dust it. I don't do it all that often. But if I tried having the amount of plants in the house that I want and tried having real ones, I wouldn't have time to make episodes or even eat. I'd be watering them and tending to them constantly. So I strongly suggest you get all of the plastic plants you want. Also, I can't keep plants alive. I'm just like, if I had one single one to take care of, it would die. So, ooh, I just booked your old house and we'll spend Christmas there. Oh, I'm jealous. The mountain house was so incredibly fun for for Christmas. It was wonderful. I think whenever you get further away from something, you stop seeing any of the things you didn't enjoy and only remember all of the amazing things. And there was a lot. Ooh, let's see what shows. So we started watching Barry. The I'm in love with Bill Hader. The captain doesn't appreciate that, but I just think he is the most handsome person on earth. And um, I'm trying to think. We watched it, and if anyone is involved in the making of the show and can hear this, I wasn't into it the first season, and I was like, huh, okay. And then I don't know what happened, but like maybe 2 episodes into the second season, it like really hit its stride and it's just like the best show ever now. So I loved it. Did we ever talk about the fact that I watched the end of Game of Thrones and was furious? Like everybody. It was such a good show. And then like the last 2 episodes, I was like, oh no. Okay, what about Deadlock? I don't know that one. Is that a show? Oh, I didn't get to see the new Haunted Mansion. Was it good? Okay. I really, really want to see that. Okay. I wanted to throw something at the TV at the last episode of Game of Thrones. It was like, why? I don't know what the benefit to that of what that ending was. He was supposed to end up marrying his cousin and they were going to live happily ever after. Exactly. Jasmine, I could not agree more. I'm trying to think. Do you guys have any questions? I normally write a list and I didn't this time, which is literally. So do you guys want to know what the day was so far? I I woke up immediately and started working on like the editing process of the episode. And then I had a whole list of kind of B-roll shots that I had not quite captured. So I had to get fully made up to do that. And the captive filmed me doing a whole sort of myriad of things. I just remembered something to talk to you about. Um, and so that's what I've been doing all day. And then literally, I had time once we finished that to run and change into something else and sit down here. And here we are. So I've just been kind of like, I think if there was a video, it would look like one of those Benny Hill sketches with like the music where you're like running up and down the stairs and back and forth and all. It's just that's all it's been. Okay. So I have to go to Pennsylvania next week. The captive's gonna hold down the fort. But the wallpaper, the color needs to be tweaked just a little bit. And I think I have to be there in person to make that adjustment with them. So I'm going to drive down there. It's going to be kind of fun. Get that all sorted out and come back. I'm so excited about this wallpaper. I'm excited for this particular one, but all of the other ones I'm going to start creating because I've been talking about it. And I think I'm going to also do wallpapers of what I did at the mountain house, but like kind of obviously like souped up or made a little bit better because I don't know. I loved the way that house looked. And I think it would just be really fun. Pennsylvania. Yes. Hated end of Game of Thrones. Nancy, I don't know what it was about, but what are you going to do? Let's see. Oh, what was the book? I don't have good books. I listened to several books. We can talk about something. My mom said I shouldn't talk about this. Okay, so I listened to three books this month? Yes. Yeah. So the first one was House of Pain or Empire of Pain. It was about the Oxycontin dynasty or that family and how that all came about because I didn't really know anything about it. And then I listened to a book about Jeffrey Epstein because I didn't know anything about him. Um, these are all terrible people, by the way. I'm only interested in reading books about terrible things and terrible people. And then I was curious and I started listening to the book Mommy Dearest. And if it's, I mean, obviously, child abuse is a real thing. It's awful. And I don't mean to make light of it. But on the other hand, is it weird that I kind of side with Joan Crawford with that book? I'm just sort of like, what would happen if one of my cats ran away and like wrote a tell-all book about me and like glossed over all of the things that like I had done that was nice and focused on like the one or two times that I did something that may or may not have been questionable. I don't know. That was my personal take was this little girl just had like a childhood filled with all sorts of fun things and she just wanted to focus on the abuse. I don't know. I'm joking. I'm just But I don't know, when you write a book like that and like the person you're writing it about doesn't have a chance to defend themselves, it's just sort of like, and also sometimes kids are dramatic about like what happened to them, although I think some bad stuff happened. But I don't know. Like I said, I just picture like Archimedes running away and like writing this book and just like talking about all of the worst things about me. This is why my mom said she's like, you know, she my mom's like child abuse is like a real problem and maybe don't talk about that. Okay. When do we get to see the kitchen? The kitchen is further out and we have a contractor, I have a plan, but we do need to get the roof done and a few other things sort of managed first. Okay. On the other side of that, have you guys read I'm Glad My Mom Died? No, I haven't heard of that. That sounds terrible. I love my mom, so I don't I think if you like your mom a lot, it's hard to picture like I mean, obviously everyone wants to kill their mom sometime. Like if you're a teenager, you get mad at your mom for some reason or other. Um, but if you like your mom and you've had a good mom, it's sometimes hard to picture like that there are not great moms out there sometimes. I don't know that I would be a great mom, to be honest. I think if I gave birth to a cat, I would be. Like I'm a really good cat mom. Yes, I love my mom. So titles like that don't suit well with me. So, well, exactly. So I think we should just be grateful that we have moms that we've loved so much. Okay. Will there be multiple color options for the wallpaper? Ultimately, yes. But this is kind of like me dipping my toes in to sort of see, is this like a financially feasible thing for me to like sort of get involved in? And then based off of like what I see happening like within the first couple weeks, then I'll know like, well, this was fun to try once or or like, okay, like this is something that I can actually like keep pursuing and continue doing. Oh, Cynthia, I'm so sorry. Let's see. The captive should escape and make a 5-minute video of what he does when you're out of town. I mean, who knows? Who knows what he gets up to? I usually like let him out of the cage because obviously somebody's got to take care of the grounds. But can we hear more about the contest? I haven't figured out what what I might do with that contest? Because like I said, I want many people to have it. It might be a couple different contests because different people are good at different things and some people aren't necessarily good at I'm trying to think. Some people are good at crafting, some people are good at being quick and witty, some people are good at other things. So, if you guys have any suggestions or ideas of what the contests could be, I'm all ears, but like I said, I think I'd like to have them be a little bit different. So, more people kind of have an opportunity to shine basically. Let's see. How did you come up with the owl theme for the guest room? Did you make that wooden owl case on the bed? Yes, I did make that. And as far as I love owls. I like doing like a theme in each of the rooms. And there's owls here. They're out in the trees. So it seemed appropriate. I think we're going to do a kind of different theme in every one of the rooms. I call it the summer room, but the other guest room, I'm going to do a Siamese cat theme. And it's going to be soft and fluffy. And Professor Poof is going to kind of be worked into there as well as like other kinds of Siamese cats. It's going to be really, really fun. I can't wait for you to see that one. A Squid Game style contest. Yes, but although that might be a little pricey to get all of the equipment to murder people. And then if you murder all of the people that support you, I don't really, I don't think that's a great idea. Let's see. I don't even remember what the wallpaper looks like. Oh no. Well, if you go back, the episode is there. It's really pretty, I think. I'm biased a little bit, I think. Let's see. Maybe create an art inspired by the wallpaper. I like that idea. Oh, Sherry, you can't wait to see the Siamese theme. I have loved Siamese cats and everything Siamese since, is it Lady and the Tramp, where the cartoon? I grew up with that. My grandmother had a big fluffy Siamese cat. And I've just been in love with that color and that cat forever. Would I ever do an all pink room? So what I'd love to do, and I have lots of plans. We'll see how it all works out if I live long enough. But I would love to have another house somewhere that wasn't like this house, but maybe a little bit more like Golden Girls-ish or like Tudor style, something just different. And then in that house, I would love to like get a little more playful and do some sort of slightly more adventurous things. Here, I've got like a tone I kind of really sort of need to stick to. But in another kind of house, I think I'd feel more free to get a little more wild with some of the colors. All pink and skulls, Dave, I think that's like an all pink wallpaper with like skulls incorporated into it, I think would be really beautiful. I miss my yellow kitchen, or I miss your yellow kitchen. Christine, I miss that kitchen too. I have been torn about what colors I'm going to do in here. And while technically I think a darker kitchen would flow a little bit better with the house, seem a little bit more appropriate, I might just throw that out the window and do something soft and airy and bright and happy because it will be gothic and storybookish still, and it will blend in well with the house. But I just think kitchens are more enjoyable and fun if they're lighter and just more happy looking. What is my favorite Halloween decoration? Honestly, maybe candles because they give like a smell. I love this. I love the look of like an orange pumpkin-y candle going. I love walking into a room and smelling that. Let's see. A darker yellow could work. That's a possibility. Pink and black. I do like pink and black. I don't know that I'm wearing pink and black. Um, what is my favorite color? I bounce around. Everybody likes bunches of different colors. Pastel pink, whether I admit it or not, if you go into my closet, I think that's a really, if you want to know what your favorite color is, go into your closet and assess what is the strongest color that you see in there. And it's very, very muted. I was going to call it vagina pink, but pastel pink is basically the color that I like. I've noticed you seem to prefer muted over bright colors always. Everything should always be toned down because I don't know, I just like that. Some people like super bright colors. Everyone should like what they like. Brooke said, tell us about your record and how we can get it. We did a beautiful record, but it was just as the Patreon gift for that month. So we only did a run of so many, sent those out. Eventually, we would love to do another record, but we don't know when yet. So keep an ear out for that. Okay. I don't think I can keep going. My throat is just like, I don't know if you can hear it, but it basically feels like there's just leaves billowing back and forth in there to me. So yeah, we're going to talk about one little sad thing. And I don't want to talk about it too much, but someone I met while I was living in Lake Arrowhead, her name is Lori Carlton, just on Friday. So I met her at a mutual friend's party and we spent some time together and we started following each other on Instagram. Just the nicest person ever. I really, really liked her. And on Friday, she has a shop in Lake Arrowhead called Magpie. And she had a pride flag, like a rainbow flag outside. And some evil person came and killed her and over the flag. So it's just so unbelievably sad. I wasn't sure of how to talk about it, but it's just awful. And I don't know. I just, my heart's with her family. And I just wanted to mention that a little bit before we head out, but it was so terrible. And so anyway, if you are part of the LGBTQ, I support all of you. And I just feel like we should all support each other. So on that note, we'll wrap this up, and I cannot wait for you to see the episodes that are coming just this week. So I'll see you again very soon.